All right, listener, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be tackling AIG Power Series Index Annuities.
Ooh.
Retirement income strategy, lots of different ways you can go about building that income stream for yourself when you finally get to hang up your hat
Sure.
professionally. So we'll be taking a look at some information from Diversified insurance brokers
Okay.
and unpacking how this specific type of annuity works. And of course, we have to talk about the power of zero, so we'll get into that. What exactly does that mean when we're talking about your savings? Let's find out.
All right. So when we think about an annuity, the whole idea is that you're creating a stream of income for yourself for when you retire.
Right.
Right. And that's exactly what the Power Series offered by AIG is going to help you do.
Okay.
And it can get pretty interesting.
Right. So before we get into all the bells and whistles here,
Yeah.
let's just break down some of the basics here. What makes an index annuity different from just investing in the S&P 500
Yeah.
directly?
So with an index annuity, what happens is your money is placed into an account, and it mirrors the performance of a market index like the S&P 500.
Okay.
So when the market goes up, you have the opportunity to earn interest based off of that growth.
Mm-hmm.
But the key difference, and this is really where the rubber meets the road, is that with an index annuity, your principal is protected from market losses.
Okay.
So if the market goes down, your initial investment is safe and sound.
So I'm transferring the risk to the insurance company then.
That's right.
Basically. And they're saying, okay, we'll take that on, but in exchange, we're going to offer you this protection.
Yep.
But wouldn't I potentially earn more if I just manage my investments myself?
Right.
And rode out those market dips?
So that's a valid point. And really the answer to that question is going to depend on your own individual risk tolerance and your own financial goals.
Sure.
So some people are much more risk averse going into retirement, and they really just want to make sure that they know that that money is going to be there.
That it's safe, yeah.
Exactly when they need it.
Oh, yeah.
But if you are someone that has a higher risk tolerance and you are okay with maybe riding out those dips and potentially seeing some losses, you could potentially see higher gains in the market, but it's not a guarantee.
Gotcha. So yeah, it's a risk reward, I guess, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that growth potential tied to the market, but we've got the safety net as well.
Mm-hmm.
So how does this idea of tax-deferred growth play into all of this?
So I like to think about it like a snowball, right? So as a snowball rolls downhill, it accumulates more and more snow and it gets bigger and bigger, right? But that's what tax deferral is. Like, it lets your savings grow without being taxed on those earnings until you actually decide to take the money out in retirement.
Okay.
So it means that your money is actually compounding faster over time because you're not losing any of it to taxes every single year.
So more money.
More money. Exactly.
Faster.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. So we're talking growth potential. We're talking tax advantages. We're talking principal protection. This all sounds great for accumulated savings. But what about actually using this money in retirement?
Okay.
How does an index annuity help me create that steady income stream?
So that's where the AIG Power Series really shines because you essentially have two main options.
Okay.
The first is you can choose to annuitize your policy. And what that means is you're basically turning it into your own personal pension plan that's going to pay you a guaranteed income for the rest of your life at no additional cost.
That's pretty great.
It is.
So it sounds like with annuitization, I'm basically trading a lump sum of money for the security of knowing I'll get a paycheck every month.
That's right.
For life, which, as someone who doesn't have a crystal ball, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, and a lot of people like that idea because they know they're not going to outlive their money.
Exactly.
They know that they'll have that income coming in as long as they live.
But you mentioned a second option.
I did. So the second option is a guaranteed living benefit rider, and this is an optional add-on for a fee.
Okay.
That can actually increase your income over time based on a variety of different factors like market performance or how long you've actually had the annuity.
Interesting.
So it's just kind of adding another layer of potential growth through your guaranteed income.
So it's like choose your own adventure for your
pretty much
retirement planning.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got all these options, but before we get lost in the weeds here, you mentioned this thing called the power of zero.
Yes.
Earlier. What is so powerful about zero?
So you remember how we were talking about how your principal is protected from market losses? Well, with the power zero, not only is your initial investment safe, but any interest that you've earned is also protected.
Oh, wow.
So let's say, for example, the S&P 500 takes a dip next year and it drops 20%.
Yeah.
With a traditional investment, you would feel that loss directly.
Yeah, I'd be losing sleep over that.
Right, exactly. But with the power of zero, your principal is going to remain untouched. So
Wow.
you're going to be able to ride out that storm. You're going to be able to benefit when the market recovers.
Hmm.
And your retirement income is going to stay nice and steady and predictable.
So it's a double layer of protection. It's
Exactly.
not just about preserving my initial investment.
Right.
It's about protecting my future income
That's right.
as well.
It's peace of mind.
I like that. So this type of annuity, I can see how it's very appealing to somebody like me approaching retirement. But how does it compare to like managing my own 401k?
Sure, so that's a great question. And it really does highlight how important it is to consider your individual needs
Okay.
and your risk tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
So with a 401k, you have a lot more control over your investments, and there's a lot more potential there to see some really high returns.
Right.
But you're also shouldering all of the responsibility of managing that money.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It is.
Sometimes.
It is, and it can be a little bit overwhelming for some people. And then you also have to make sure that you're withdrawing strategically throughout retirement.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of money.
Right, exactly. So you have to be really careful with that. So index annuities, on the other hand, are offering a different kind of value.
Okay.
They're offering that guaranteed income, that protection from market risk that we've been talking about.
Right.
But it may limit your potential for growth. You know, if we see a really strong bull market, a 401k might outperform an annuity.
So it's all about, your individual needs and what
Yes.
you're looking to get out of your retirement plan.
That's right.
Okay, so this has been a really interesting look into AIG Power Series Index Annuities.
Yeah,
Seems like a strategy worth considering as part of a comprehensive retirement plan.
absolutely.
But of course, listener, it doesn't end here. We want you to think about how do the guarantees and the potential limitations of an index annuity resonate with your own personal vision for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Is that peace of mind and that predictable income worth the trade-off that we've been talking about?
That's a great question.
That's for you to explore further.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.